Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, City of Lies. I almost forgot what it was because it doesn't show. It's on Amazon Prime, $6.99, and that's important. It's the story of investigating the murders of Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac Shakur. Johnny Depp, Forest Whitaker star in it. It came out evidently, according to IMDb, in 2018. Right? Sorry, looking at the wrong app, but it came out in 2018, but was just released now here in 2021. And I found it because Redbox sends me an update, everything of their new releases, and I looked at it, I was like, okay, great, Redbox has it, and usually Redbox is cheaper, you get them for like $2-3 or something like that. But no, it's only on their streaming for $6.99. It's on DirecTV for $7.99, and it is on Amazon Prime for $6.99. So it is 6.4 on IMDb right now. 6,974 people have rated it so far. So I don't understand how this is being released just now. Maybe it was in the movies in 2018 and now they're just releasing it out. That could be it. I don't know that much about it, but I know what it's about. So it should be pretty interesting as they investigate these murders. It's an hour and 54 minutes long. So let me get into it, find out what it's about. In case you haven't seen it in the movies and you want to know if you should rent it, I'll let you know if it's worth that $6.99. Stick around. Hey everybody, I want to do a quick check-in here. We're watching City of Lies. We're at the 56-minute, 7-second mark, just past the halfway point. So I thought maybe I could explain a little bit. It is kind of in depth, to be honest with you, and you have to pay attention. But Johnny Depp is the detective. So essentially, the movie takes place in 2018 or something like that. 18 years after the murders of Biggie Smalls and Tupac, right? And Johnny Depp was the lead investigator back in 1997 when it all happened. And so now we flash forward, still don't know who did it, and Forest Whitaker happens to be some sort of reporter who connects with Johnny Depp and wants to kind of pick his brain so he could write another story about, who the actual murderer of Biggie Smalls was. So that's really what the plot is, and it's Johnny Depp talking to Forest Whitaker, basically explaining everything that had happened back in 1997 going forward throughout his investigation. And so it's, they're showing that piece of it throughout. It's neat, they do show some actual footage of, some of the things that really happened. It is all based on true events, so some of them you obviously know that are true, what happened and stuff like that. But he's walking us through his investigation on his theory on who he thinks the murderer was. They haven't come out and said that yet, and I don't know how much of all of this is public knowledge, but it's kind of elaborate and intricate in a sense, I would say. It's not cut and dry. I think the whole thing was East Coast, West Coast. So Biggie paid somebody for Tupac, Tupac paid somebody for Biggie, so on and so forth, whatever. And that's how, I think that was a general rumor, and I'm sure there's been a lot more since then. And I don't even know if this has been solved since this movie was made, but that's how much I knew about it was, the idea of that gang war kind of thing and eye for an eye stuff. But, I think they're coming out and saying basically that might not have been so true, and there's other pieces in play here, other side stories that are involved in all of this that you didn't really think of. So it's kind of interesting from that perspective. So I'm going to get back to it here. I like it. Like I said, it's interesting to me because I didn't follow all of this and I have no idea what's going to happen at the end, even if they tell us what really happened. So there you go. At the end here I'll tell you a little bit more, how I feel about the movie itself. But so far the plot's pretty good, and I'm enjoying it. I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of City of Lies, and I really did enjoy it. I thought it was pretty good. I will clarify slightly that the movie's more about Christopher Wallace, B. Smalls, or Notorious's murder that is about Tupac, excuse me, than it is about Tupac. Tupac's in it, of course, because of the whole theory about the, gang-related wars and what, people think may have happened. But really the investigation that Johnny Depp is focused on and that Forest Whitaker is writing about is about Notorious. Not about Tupac. There's just, that's not a big deal. It doesn't do anything. It's just correcting something I had said, or maybe what we're reading in IMDb. They did happen right around the same time, so, there is some correlation there, of course, but really they focus on that and how Johnny Depp for years has continued, not Johnny Depp himself, but Russell, his character, had investigated for years, calling out all these different things that, bringing to the surface a lot of things that maybe people don't want brought to surface. And that's all I'll say about that. So, controversial stuff. And it's based on a book. I think the book was called Labyrinth. Again, you don't know what's true, what's not true. Now, in every story about, or every movie that's about a true story or about real life events, at the end of this, they actually show some of those words at the end to tell you what has happened since this movie. So that adds some credibility to the story that they said. They also show pictures of the real people. So again, adding credibility, and something I always like to see when I like that. So that's a big plus for me. All in all, Forest Whitaker's great. He got an Academy Award. Johnny Depp is good, but I guess you see him in so many different things. He's like Johnny Depp. He's just an older. He has two parts. He's young Johnny Depp, not young, younger, 18 years younger, and then 18 years older, gray hair, that kind of thing. So I think, the whole basis, the whole plot, and, it's based on a true story, so how can you mix it up? But I thought it was really good. I thought that the story was told well with the flashbacks, and it wasn't hard to follow there, so I enjoyed that. They dip into Johnny Depp's life a little bit, but I think they gotta commit either way for me. So they either gotta really develop it and you can understand it a little bit more and care, rather than just it being an afterthought. So I don't think they have to go one way or the other. They glossed over it, but they made it kind of relevant in the end. You know what I mean? Where it was like, they should have built it up more if they wanted to use it a little bit more within the film. My opinion. That's it. Because it's based on a real character, and I'd love to learn a little bit more about him. We know about his, him being a detective and all that stuff. But if you're going to bring in his family, let's do it right. So that's one. And then also his relationship with Forest Whitaker. They try and show that they're kind of friends in a little bit, but not enough there. Not enough for me to believe that. Did they want us to think that they're really good friends, throughout this entire process? Whether that's important, it's not really important to the film, per se, to the plot of the film or the conclusion, but it's important to the consistency, I would say, of the film. That is one piece that I think they could have either, again, take us there. If they really are friends, they try to, but it wasn't enough for me to say, okay. Because there's some dialogue between the two of them that insinuates that they are close friends, or, or they shouldn't, whatever, doing one thing or another. But, they have. But otherwise, they're my two biggest pieces about the film. Otherwise, I really did enjoy it. I didn't know, I don't know anything about what had happened in real life. About the investigations, the accusations, the theories, the suspects, so on and so forth. And, except for the I told you in the beginning, the gang war stuff. But other than that, maybe I did back in the day and I forgot it. I found it very, very interesting. I'm sure my wife is probably, I knew that. So I think it works for anybody. So, like, if it was my wife, who probably knows all this history, and she knows all the words to every song, but she probably knows a little bit about this. She would probably find it interesting to see how it's portrayed. And for somebody like myself who had no idea, I found it very illuminating. Gotcha on that one, huh? Yeah. So, I found it very interesting, and I enjoyed it. So there you go. If you know about the Toon, you're going to want to see this. If you're okay with watching Johnny Depp, of course, Forrest Whitaker, it's a pretty good, decent movie to check out. So there you go. I would recommend it probably to my father-in-law. He's a, you know, although he's my father, he's a Biggie fan, so maybe he would like this movie. I don't know. I'll see if he watches this review and comments. That would be cool. So, alright, that's it. That's all I got for you. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. That'd be awesome. Drop me some comments. Let me know what you think. Hopefully I didn't run too long, and hopefully it was informative. And more importantly, continue to tune in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.